DorkLair.
Welcome to another DorkLair action figure review. Today I'm taking a look at the 112 Box Custom Kit. It's a mystery box that just came out. The cat's out of the bag. I'm not revealing anything here. I know 112 Shop actually posted it on their social media, so I feel confident that I can review this without spoiling it for anyone. If I did, I apologize, but the statute of limitations has been lifted on this one. But anyway, the 112 box is I think it's like every 6 months or so every half year, they release a box that you sort of commit to early on. You just get a sense of a theme. This one was called Bat Family. I was kind of thinking they might do a Robin, actually. But the Red Hood is a really cool character, and this is a pretty sweet figure, so I'm pretty happy with what we got here. The one they did previously was the Snake Eyes release, and that is beautiful. And actually, they ended up having that available on their site separately after the fact. And I ended up picking up the unpainted version of it. So at some point, I'll get that and probably do a video with that once I paint it up. But yeah, so this is the Red Hood Bat Family 112 box. Let's get into this review. Okay, so here's a quick look at the packaging. Pretty cool that they actually sort of designed a box specifically for this and then had some graphics printed on there. So flips open, and then again, you got the Red Hood symbol there. And inside here, you have credits. So the figure itself, and I think these are all their Instagram handles. But the figure itself, the jacket and pants were by Bestlee Studio. Paint job on the head sculpt was Harker. Tiny Pants Tailoring, best name ever, did the shirt, which has a really nice sort of overlay on there. And then, so there was a couple items that came with like a prize. Like there was like one sort of surprise box that was the epic box that came with a bunch just like incredible stuff. But it came with a custom Bane figure, and that was by Board Dad. And there was a diorama in there that was by Crashbox. And then 112 Shop is credited here for the belt, the holsters, the pistols, and also contributing the deluxe Joker 112 collective figure for the winner. Man, I'm like super jealous of the epic box winner. That is so cool. But yeah, so this is pretty cool packaging, and I'll try to keep it for reference as we go through the figure. All right, so let's quickly talk about the pieces that were required for the custom. Now, you could use other bodies. I think there was this $25 Mix Max Slim body that you could have used for this as well. But basically, it was designed around the Mezco blade figure. And so here's sort of the remnants of taking apart a blade figure. And it was actually pretty easy. Like, I've never disassembled a Mezco, but this particular figure came apart very easily. He doesn't, as of recording this video, 112 Shop did not yet have their video up specifically for walking us through doing this, but the Snake Eyes was so similar that I just watched his video for that, and it kind of did the trick. There's a couple little threads you got to cut. You got to heat up and pull the boots off. But otherwise, it's pretty easy. And you get some of the, like you got a blade, but you could probably, I could probably sell this thing for $20 or something. Maybe sell the heads and whatnot, and then kind of recuperate, and then buy another blade for that Snake Eyes that I have coming eventually. But yeah, so the modification and the custom side of it was actually very simple, very easy. Probably the highlight for me of this figure is that head sculpt. And I'm not sure who sculpted it or what that's based on. If that was maybe 112 Shop sculpting it and producing it, but I know that Harker actually did the paint work, and it's just so shiny, and the eyes are so tight. Everything is, it's so nice. I love it. The head, it does not pop right on, so you have to find something to pat it out with. A lot of people are just going to use sticky tack and be fine with that, but one thing I discovered was that those bag of skulls from Mezco, if you pry the insert out, which is a little bit of a process, but if you pry that out, you get this little piece right here, and you can shove that thing into this head, and it actually kind of fits perfectly once you pop it on there. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but I feel like it sits just right, and it allows for that articulation, and once you get it on there, it looks pretty good, and I kind of highly recommend, if you have a skull, give it a shot. pry it out. Message me if you're not sure how to get it out. The first one I did, I just mangled, but that's an option for the head that doesn't have the exact fit. And it matches really well with the shirt that Tiny Pants Tailoring, I believe, did. And that shirt is like a spandex shirt, and you can see it comes down to the sleeves over here. So that it's a full sleeve shirt, spandex shirt. It doesn't snap at the bottom, but it tucks in nicely because it's so tight that it tucks into the pants very well. And then the shirt, it has a turtleneck, so, you know, it kind of like hides the body underneath a little bit. You can see a little bit of Blade and his tattoos under there, but for the most part, you know, head on like that, and if you kind of turn the head or whatever, you're not going to really see underneath there. So nice touch doing a turtleneck style. Jacket is, it's a fabric. It's not like a pleathery material. Looks great. It's got a few cool little like tailored seams here and there. Pretty tight fit, and it does kind of affect the articulation a little bit, but that's going to happen anytime you have a nice, really like fitted jacket like that. And then the pants, so the jacket was Bestlee Studios, as was the pants. Pants slid on very easily. The shirt was pretty tight, and it was, you know, a bit of a process to get on, but not bad, actually. Not too bad at all. And then the pants there. And there's some cool little details in the pants, if you can kind of see in there. Kind of like pocket seams and stuff stitched on just to give it a little bit of a realistic look there. They fit perfectly. And then the boots are still the original boots from Blade. And then into 112 Shop's contributions. So the belt there, very nicely sculpted belt and holsters that wrap around the legs. They'll just slide right on. The pistols actually fit right in the holsters, and they do have the Red Hood logo right there and over here. So really nicely done. Hands are original Blade hands. And then there's one other item that it comes with, and this rifle right here is pretty cool. Mostly black, almost like a sort of a shinier black, but there's a few matte parts like the magazine there and the muzzle. The other thing this does have is it does have a, let's see if we can get it to focus. It does have a little hole right there where you can use the submachine gun strap and put this on there so you could have him storing that weapon, which is always a nice thing with figures. Here he is next to a couple Batman figures. Mafex Hush Batman on the left. I just did a review of that one. And then the Mezco Sovereign Knight Batman on the right. He's definitely a little bit tall, I think, but, you know, kind of working with what we have with that Blade body. Pose him up in a little bit of a wider stance and it'll look just fine. And then here he is next to a couple other Mezco figures. On the right is the Clown Prince Joker. On the left is the Golden Dragon with a Diabolique head. And then a couple non-Mezco figures. On the right is the Articulated Icons Deluxe White Ninja with a Storm Shadow look to it. On the left is the Hasbro Cobra Trooper. Again, shout out to Data Links Magnus for hooking me up with that figure. So yeah, it looks great. I'm not going to really do an articulation walkthrough because, you know, it's a Blade and it's going to have all the same articulation as Blade. The arms are going to be a little bit limited because you're adding an additional jacket here, and it's a pretty tight jacket. But the movement is all there, and everything moves pretty well in terms of articulation and stuff. So it's just an awesome custom, and I think it was $100. So if you were gonna like order the next box, it would be 100 shipped, I believe. And you know, like, I think at some point he's gonna have this whole kit up on his site again, but it's gonna be more. I think it's gonna be $150 for the kit. So, you know, like, kind of a little bit of an incentive for people to order. But if I were to part this all out and kind of like imagine how each thing would be priced, like the jacket, the pants, you have holsters, 3 guns, the shirt, the head sculpt itself, like it feels to me more than $100 worth of value there. So I kind of think it's a good value. It's just a little bit of the surprise. Are you going to like the character they're going to put out? I figured Bat Family, I do love Batman, so anything they put out in Bat Family was going to be one. The current one that they have, I think the pre-order ended, but the current one or the next one is going to be Mando themed. I'm not sure if it's going to be straight up Mandalorian or if it's going to be something else. Anyway, I think that's about it for my video. I hope you enjoyed. Go check out 112 Shop. They got a lot of cool things on there. And until next time, may the force be with you.
Follow me into the door.